We all know horror films. We all know horror film directors such as Wes Craven, Alfred Hitchcock. Well, he's more of the master of suspense, but we've heard of Oz Perkins, a whole bunch of people. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. I don't know. The whole point is we all know about a good amount of horror movies, but we also know about um, the characters in the horror film. People of the world, what I'm getting at is Freddy Krueger. He is the main antagonist, villain, bad guy. However, whatever term you guys want to use, he was the killer. He was the guy in Nightmare on Elm Street, which was directed by the legendary director that brought you Scream, Wes Craven. Now, Wes Craven has done a whole bunch of films, just like George Romero. George Romero is known for his zombie films. Well, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street is what put Wes Craven, or one of his movies that put Wes Craven on the map. Wes Craven is known, like I said, for the Scream franchise. He did Serpent and the Rainbow. He also, I believe he did Red Eye, which was different from his usual takes, but he ended up doing it. Actually, let me double check, because I believe he did Red Eye. And yes, I am right. He did do Red Eye. Wes Craven. I thought so. I just wanted to double check real quick. But yeah, so he's done a whole ton of movies, but like I said, his most popular film or films was Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, the reason why I am talking about Nightmare on Elm Street is, well, I'll admit, I've seen bits and pieces of the movies. But I have seen the original, which, had Johnny Depp in it, and you had the character named Nancy, who, the actress behind Nancy, I don't know her full name, but she ended up marrying a young man who worked with Wes Craven behind the scenes. I believe he was a makeup artist in Serpent and the Rainbow. And the reason why I know this is because of Shudder's original series called Cursed Films, and the Serpent and the Rainbow was in that. It was in season 2. I believe it was episode 4, maybe 5. And the young man said that he had asked. He didn't ask the father of the actress of Nancy. He had asked Wes Craven before he asked, like, do I have your blessing to marry this girl? And it was his first film and everything, things like that. Well, like I said, I've seen the first film in the entirety. I have only seen bits and pieces of certain films, such as what was it? I think it was New Nightmare and things like that. And I have seen bits and pieces of, I was about to say Resident Evil 5, of Nightmare on Elm Street 4, excuse me. Yeah, 4. When Alice gets her new power because of the previous character from the third film, and that's how she's able to pull people from into her dreams, or at least have better control over the dreams. Well, what I'm trying to say is, the whole premise, the whole background of Freddy Krueger, if you are to get into the nit and gritty, is that Freddy Krueger was, and this is a character, this isn't a real person. The actor Robert Englund, who's known for playing this role, he's an actor. No separation, trying to separate from the fact from the fiction. So Freddy Krueger, the reason why he's able to do what he is out of retaliation, out of revenge, because the parents found out that he was doing brutal crimes towards the children, such as Nancy. And so when they found out, they retaliated, and they basically set the place on fire. So whether you want to go with the original or the remake of 2009, which in the remake of 2009, they got more heavily of his grisly crimes. They chased after him into some sort of industrial park, and they did the same thing. They burnt the place down, and he ended up dying. Out of retaliation, out of revenge, he was going to go after these kids because he blamed these kids. Because these kids opened their mouths, they are the reason why he is done for. And basically, he's doing the whole thing out of revenge. I honestly would have felt it would have been a little more tragic if he was an innocent person, thus giving him, not saying his actions would be justified, but it's like understandable. Like, oh, okay, well, since you used your kids as an excuse to come after me when you guys have no proof, da 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 da, you guys know the point. But what I'm trying to ask is, it is understandable why Freddy Krueger was going after the kids in the first film. It is never said how or why he is going after the kids in the future films. It doesn't seem like there isn't a connection. You have 4 and 5, which is a continuation of that storyline. And then 3 is also a continuation of 4 because you have the original characters from the third film appearing in the fourth film. They all get killed off. And it's now it's up to the new characters to stop Freddy. And it made it seem like they had a chance. They had a chance to beat Freddy at his own game. Which, the continuation of that storyline. But the thing of it is, there's really no connection. No, I can understand if Nancy had children, part of that bloodline. And out of retaliation, Freddy comes back to go after those kids. Or to go after the children's children. Sort of revenge of that family. But these are a whole bunch of kids that know each other because of something, because they either went to the same school, they are friends. Like in the fourth film, the character from the third film was dating the brother of Alice, which is how they know them and how she kind of brought into the loop. So it's like I said, I have not watched the whole franchise in its entirety. I have seen bits and pieces, I believe the 6th, maybe 7th film where we meet Freddy Krueger's daughter. So, and I have seen the new Nightmare, the new chapter. It was basically centered around this girl who's playing Nancy and Freddy Krueger's going after her because basically the script was used as some way to keep Freddy Krueger at bay. It was a long time ago. So can anyone be a kind shepherd and point me in the direction to answer this question? Why is Freddy Krueger going after these kids in these other films when a good amount of them don't have any connection whatsoever with Nancy? Nancy does appear in the second film. But that's just it. She has no connection to the rest of the others. So I don't want to spend the whole time watching this whole franchise. Can somebody be a kind shepherd and tell me why Freddy is going after the kids? Is he just going after them for the hell of it and there's no reason to read too into it? It's just a horror film, things like that. Or is there something I am missing? Something tells me it's the first option. It's just to keep that franchise going and just everyone loved their favorite anti-Sandman, and that's just how the story goes. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. If you guys would just give me pennies for your thoughts, great. Cool, great. Like I said, I don't want to watch the whole franchise just to get an answer, because something's telling me there is no answer. That's just the production company just bringing their favorite baddie to life because, he made a money. He made a money and they made profit and things like that. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think or what you guys can say. Because like I said, the rest of the franchise has, really doesn't say anything about the first film. There's no connection towards the first film, or at least the people in the first film. It's only 3, 4, and 5 that seem to have a connection with all of these characters because they are in that franchise. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Because, like I said, even as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, there's really no connection. Probably just like I said, they just brought him back because he made him. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Or, hey, what can you tell me? Because, yeah, there's probably no use in reading in between the lines because there's nothing to read. Just, it's a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. So, yeah, it's only a movie.